Okay, so basically, and then I'm gonna backtrack to the stuff we did at the beginning.
Okay.
So basically, one thing you could do to add something to Hallelujah, we already said, was hard to add sevens and stuff like that because of the song. So it's good that you try it, and at least you know what to do when you're trying to ad lib this stuff, make up stuff, see what you can do. But this right here that we're doing right now, I'm gonna to do like Holy, for example. We're gonna use C major, F major, second inversion, C major, F major, second inversion again. So you can literally walk from C, D, E, F for this. So you got you are holy, oh, so holy. So you got that. What you can do to jazz that up, sometimes you can throw an octave. So you got C major, but throw another C on top. Especially if the song was building up. You know, you could throw that in there. Now with this inversion, I would still use that C again. Especially with that on the top, it changes. So because now it would have been even my rhythm. Now when I had that octave on the top, watch, and I'm gonna use it for every one of those chords. Now basically, as another ad lib I did, I walked down the scale. So we had a part of the song we gonna sit. I took the scale and made something out of it. So sometimes you ain't gotta be like this. You can just do little things in the scale, you know. Like so here we go. Let me do it again. I played around in the scale and made a melody. It was a simple melody, but it was pretty. So you can do that kind of stuff. Okay, so now the other thing that I just did, I took an octave, which is E, and I stuck B in the middle, which is the 5. So that's how I got B in the key of E for real. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, in the key of E, B is the 5. So when you start, I just count it in C, which I shouldn't have done. But if you get in the key of E, that's how you find these 5s in the key. So anyway, if I take that and I put C on the bottom, I can literally go slide up. I can get that sound. And if I take it lower, it might even sound a little bit more R&B-ish. That was a mistake, but sometimes that's the thing they call that grace notes. When you rub on a note and you don't stay on it, you don't go, you kind of flick it. So I added that to it by accident. Now that's a freebie for you. Check it out. See, that's like another grace note thing. And my ear told me, hey, that might work. So I'm going to give that to you too. You are holy. Yeah, I'm going to play that thing. And then you got, but see, don't forget though, you got to go back to E and the B. And then. You could do that again there. Then what will go good behind that, since we talk about holy, is a 5. So your 5 in C is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is G. So you can go to F major. You are. Then you back to that pattern. Now, what we went over today too, C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Still remember that sound, because when you go to other keys, which is a chromatic step, we're going a half step up to C sharp. It still sounds the same way. So what I wanted you to do was do them all the way up to the key of G. I want you to know 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want you to go up to the key of E. I want you to know how to play 5 different scales. So you got C already. You learned C sharp there. Then you got D. And I want you to remember what the note. I want you to be able to say the notes so you can remember, because D, as you saw, 1, 2, there's F sharp. There's C sharp. So when you're playing that, you got to remember every time you would in C, like if you were in C, if you would have hit C, it got to be C sharp now. Everywhere you would have hit F, it got to be F sharp. You got to remember those sharps. Then you got D, E flat, my favorite key. And then you got E. So I want you to be able to know those keys. And I explained to you that if you had to play this song, if you had to transpose Hallelujah in any other key, and they said we needed C sharp, but you couldn't play in C sharp, transposition is always plus or negatives. So if C sharp is only 1/2 step away, then you would hit plus to sound like this, even though you was playing right here. If it was in B, then you would you see that you're only 1/2 step away, so you hit negative down. And if they wanted you to, if you was in F, from C to F is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means you hit plus 5. If it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in G, you'd hit negative 5. So that's how you know how to use transposition when you're trying to do stuff. But if you remember that sometimes depending on what you're doing, like for example for the major chord, we know major chord is 1, 3, 5. Whatever key you got to be in, if you remember how to spell the key, spell the chord, then you don't have to go keep sliding stuff to find it the hard way. You could say, well, if I'm in F, in the key of F, that's the key, that's the major scale. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay, so I can do that, and I'm good. That's F major. That's 1, 3, 5. So all this information, man, is going to help you out a lot.
Dude.